we're having a problem with the macerator pump on our holding tank. And the way we found out about this problem was it decided to give up holding back the holding tank. That, let me tell you, that is one of those jobs, you guys. You don't want to put it off. You just want to get her done, and you don't want to go back and have to do it again. Okay, maybe that was a little over the top. Anyways, we'll go ahead and get our next video started. Welcome back to another exciting and thrill-filled adventure with DIY Nautical Dream.
Hi guys! Welcome back. If you are not subscribed yet, please subscribe down below. And please watch our video from the very beginning up until the end. Okay?
Perfect! Oh, wow!
Hi guys! Welcome back. I'm Priscilla.
And I'm Rich.
Together we make DIY Nautical Dream.
Okay.
What's so funny?
Nothing, but let's go with it.
So what's up, honey? What you got going on?
Oh, what do we have going on?
No, not me.
Hey, look. So here we have a little problem here. Big problem, actually. The worst problem you could actually have on a boat. The old chocolate factory has decided to break down on us, and it has stopped working. In fact, it has come apart at the worst time possible. Baby was using it, so it wasn't my fault. She dropped something in there like a wild animal, and it broke the hose fitting.
You're right, dude.
Everything blew off, and yeah, so...
Yeah, if you guys gonna believe it.
all the caramel macchiato that thing was
Yeah.
holding, and chocolates and Snicker bars and all that stuff came out. So yeah, it's not pretty.
Wow!
So we got to fix that. This is one of those dirty jobs, and probably the dirtiest job a person could have to work on the boat. And yeah, so we're gonna take care of that. Not gonna be fun. So let me tell you, this is one of them jobs where I'm gonna do it with no gloves on. I'm gonna wear my favorite hat so I can't get it dirty. It's already dirty. And I'm not going to wear any gloves, and I'll be eating a sandwich at the same time. So we got to stay clean the whole way through.
Yep.
So that's going to be...
That's good, right?
Yeah, this is going to be one of them fun ones. So you guys, if you're eating, you don't want to watch this video. All right? Just warning. Anyways, we're going to get into it. It's not going to be pretty. I'm not going to be happy. I'm not going to enjoy it. We got to get this done because this is priority number one right now. We can't work on anything else.
Unless it's
fixed. Let's just say we're going to get this done. All right?
Alright, so stay tuned guys, we're gonna show you our good update this week's
Man.
video.
I don't know if you guys want to watch this one, but we'll get through it.
Alright, stay tuned.
Yep, see ya.
Man.
Alright, so here's the current situation. Situation is not good. We have a problem here with the chocolate factory, which is not one of the good members to be having a problem with. You want to keep the chocolate factory happy at all times. But in this case, we have one that's not happy, and we are going to have to deal with it. And the member of the chocolate factory we're talking about today is the member that makes the candy bars into chocolate pudding. In other words, we're having a problem with the macerator pump on our holding tank. And the way we found out about this problem was it decided to give up holding back the holding tank. So yeah, it's a little complicated. It's going to be very hard to show you guys because the area we're dealing with is in a very hard to reach area. I don't know how much camera action we're going to be able to show down there, but long story short, there's a fitting on the bottom of the macerator pump which apparently the screws have come loose or broken. So there's 3 screws that hold the fitting onto the bottom of the macerator pump nozzle, the end, the output side. And so either those screws broke or all 3 of them backed out. Neither one of those seems possible. If one failed, I could get it, but all 3 of them, or all 3 of them backing out, it just seems odd. So I don't know, maybe this is a common problem, but it's the first time we're encountering it. And so we're going to have to deal with this. And we're gloved up, right? It's not going to be pretty. There's stuff in there you guys don't want to know about, right? So we're not going to go to that detail, but we're going to have to figure this out. So first things first, I'm going to try the easy fix, which will be to get the screws, 1 or 2 or all 3 of them, started back into the bottom of the housing, which would pull the fitting back up to the output side of the macerator pump. Yeah, fingers crossed that works. I'm not holding out much hope for that to happen, but if that doesn't happen, then of course we're going to have to remove the pump, and to remove the pump we have to take the hoses off. And like I said, there's product in those hoses that we don't want to really necessarily deal with. So we're going to have to figure this out. Plan for the worst, hope for the best. We've ordered a new pump, and it will arrive actually tomorrow. We're going to figure this out. I'll see what kind of footage I can get you to show you what we're talking about and what we're dealing with. But we're not going to show you the bad stuff. So the area we're dealing with is actually, and we've already taken the hose and sprayed this area down the best we can. There's really not going to be a lot to see, but anyways, down in there, past all the wires, is an area called the bilge. And down in that area called the bilge is actually a pump called the macerator pump, which is, like I said, one of the members of the chocolate factory that is not happy with us right now. We have to be able to get access through those wires somehow. I'm going to have to reach my arm down there, and I'd like to actually be able to see what I'm doing. So that's one of the problems we're dealing with. And then next is this area down in here. Another one of those fun areas we're going to have to deal with is down in here. And we already knew when we bought the boat that there was something not quite right going on down here, because there was already a puddle of bilge fluid. Didn't look like water, but we suspect that there's something leaking in one of these hoses. We never messed with it because it was never a problem. Well, apparently now it's a problem, so we're gonna have to figure this out. And then so the other area we need to get access to is back in here. And so if you own a boat or have worked on a boat in the past, the macerator pump can be located in any area of the boat depending on the configuration, where your holding tank is and all that sort of stuff. So lucky for us, this boat does not have good access. So right down here is our pump. So, and there's the other side of it right there, down there. Yep. And the switch you're looking at right there is a switch that actually turns the pump on or off. And right now we have it in the off position, and the breaker is also off. So we don't have to worry about it accidentally coming on and creating a shower for us, which a shower we don't want to deal with. We need to figure out how we're going to get in there. So right now, that hose right there is actually the output from the macerator pump. And then there's a larger hose. That one there, I think, is actually the input to the macerator pump. I don't quite know where all the hoses end up at, but they somehow meet at the macerator pump. So what we're going to do right now is try and figure out how I'm going to get my hand in there to tighten those screws. So, alright, so maybe with that light you can see a little bit better what's going on. But anyways, there's our pump. This is our pump right here. And let's see if I can give you a better shot of what's going on down there. So my hand's kind of blocking the light, but anyways, there's the fitting down there that is actually loose. So I don't know if you can see or not see. I think maybe the exhaust is in the way. But anyways, there's a fitting at the bottom of the macerator pump that had actually come loose, and the screws are apparently no longer engaged. So they either broke or they backed out. There's 3 bolts, and it's hard to believe that 3 of them would have backed out. But let's figure this out. See if we can get better access. Alright, so now I was able to zip tie some of those big wires out of the way. So clearly you can see the pump right here, the pump motor, and then down there, the gray part down at the bottom is the fitting that has the fasteners that came loose or missing. Last time I looked at it, there was three fasteners. Now there's only 2. And then you see the top hose we're looking at is actually the exit hose from the pump, from the macerator pump. And then there's actually a hose down below, and that is the input pump hose, where that's where the material goes in, and then the top hose is where the slurry gets pumped out. Now, at this time, it was leaking down there from where it's disconnected from the pump. Yeah, so I don't think we're going to get to do the easy fix, which I was hoping we could. Easy fix was going to be to put those fasteners back in and hope everything was good. With 1 fastener missing, I think that complicates things now, so we'll see what happens. It's not looking good. We're going to go with worst case scenario and just follow through. But yeah, getting those wires zip tied out of the way, that helped out a lot. They gave it a little bit more room, but we may have to do the same thing over here. Not really sure yet, but I don't know how I'm going to get my hand on those screw heads right there. So there's actually some screws that are mounting the pump to a board that's mounted to the side of the boat here. And anyways, we got to figure that out. You can see the screws a little bit more clearly there. I think I just came up with a good idea. Let's shut the valve from the holding tank and no more of that'll flow out. Huh? That's a good idea. Should have thought of that a long time ago. That's this valve right here. How does it turn? How does it turn? Okay. There we go. Oh, hey. Now it's heading the right direction. See that? Now we have the valve in our favor. So that should help slow down the product flowing out of the tank. Okay, that's a good move. Wish we would have thought of that a few days ago. We have a bit of a breakthrough here, people. We have the pump screws off. They're all out, and the pump is free to move. So, see? So part of the battle is out of the way. Now, I don't know if you can see here. Now we still have to get those hose clamps off on the hose there. That's going to be the next challenge. So we're going to have to figure that out. Yeah, we got the hard part out of the way. Now the hard part's going to be getting that hose off, those clamps. Alright, so now our next step is we want to get these hose clamps off. We want them super loose. Because we know if you ever dealt with old hoses that have been tight forever, you can have the clamps completely off and that hose is not going to come off. The only way this hose will come off is if it could possibly sink the boat when we're not around. Then it would come off really easy. But when you want it to come off, it's never going to come loose. So right there, we have it loose. It should just completely come off. But we know from past experience, it's not going to come off. So what we need to do is we need to figure that junk out next. The clamp, they're completely loose. But that hose is not going to come off. It's not going to come off with its own free will. We are going to have to, draw some blood, break something, get mad, walk away frustrated, then it might work. That's what we're dealing with right down there. So we got to figure that out, man. Once we get that hose off right there, we can get this pump out and figure out what we're going to do to replace it. Okay, so we'll turn the camera back on here in a little bit. It's just too tight of an area to show you everything that's going on. Hopefully we have some success. If not, we can always get the multi-tool and just cut the heck out of it. But we don't want to do that. Okay, if you guys really want to know what's going on, we're going to, hopefully you can see what's going on there. We'll try and keep you in the know as much as we can. If you can see what's going on right here, hopefully that's better for you. Right here, okay? Pay attention right there. You'll know if it comes off. You'll hear all kinds of neat smells and sauces and product coming out of there. Well, the hose is moving at least. Oh, that's it. Oh man, we got it. Okay, here we go. And that was very uneventful. So let's see if we can get the camera out of the way so it doesn't fall down into that nice stuff. Pull this up. Pull this up out of the way. Okay. So there you can see the impeller is exposed. And here's one of the retaining bolts, and it's actually broken off. So we would not have been able to reattach the hardware. So clearly we have an issue we're fixing, and we need to make sure this does not break again. So now that's out of the way. That's a good sign right there. All right, happy about that. All right. We'll probably end up having to cut these wires at some point. All right, so there's that. That's our pump. Man, ooh. Well, see, we got some product. A little bit came out of the end of the tube there. Yep. That's what we're dealing with, people. This is one of them dirty jobs. Yeah, and I'm kind of hungry, so it seems like I need to go eat me a sandwich real quick. Make me a sandwich, and I got gloves on, so my hands won't get the sandwich dirty because I'm wearing gloves. Okay, but we need to get these hose clamps out of here. Because you know as well as I do where they're going to go if we don't get them out. Okay, there's our hose clamps. Alright, that's the input fitting right there. We need to get that off of there as well, so that's going to be one of our next things we got to deal with. But for right now, we got to get this pump detached. So okay, so now one of our final steps we need to do now is heat up this hose right here so we can get this fitting out of there. And then we'll take the fitting with us and try to fabricate another one, because I don't know if that's threaded on. It looks like it's threaded on the end of the pump fitting there, which that'd be really nice, but they may have put it on with some glue. We don't know. Alright, we'll see how that goes. That didn't even make a dent. Alright, we got issues here. So we're going to try and let you guys see what we got going on here. But it's not pretty. May have to heat it up a little more on the back side here. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, it's not even trying. Oh, hang on, we got some movement. Hopefully we don't get any product in our mouth when this comes off, because that sometimes can happen. You know, don't ask me how I know. Ooh, got some residue on there, man. I don't know what you guys see there, but I think we're gonna call this Family Matters right here, because I'm not the only one that's been using this toilet. So anyways, we got it off. Okay, so good news is we got this member of the chocolate factory out, and we're going to send it off to team building exercises because it's not a team player right now. It has gone against the rest of the team and decided it was going to come apart. And so here's our problem. This thing here is what turns the candy bars into tapioca or into snow cones or slushies. So anyways, so there's 4 bolts that hold it on. All 4 of the bolts broke. And I was going to try and get this elbow here off the end of the nozzle, but it's threaded on, and it appears as though they use some kind of thread glue on there, so I can't get it apart. So I'll order the rebuild kit online, and we'll make this into... The pump still works. The motor still works. We're going to get the rebuild kit. We'll put it back together, and it'll become a spare. And I don't think this has ever been changed out since the boat was new. So we're going to go ahead and put a new one in. We already have it on order. It should be here tomorrow, hopefully. This hose didn't come off easy. That one came off pretty easy. One of the other things that we want to do is we want to clean down there really well. Once we get this put back together, it looks like this has been leaking for years, because that stuff is like baked on there. It's not coming off. So anyways, that means you know what the rest of it looks like down there too, right? So we're going to clean that all up, and we're going to redo that whole area down there so that everything's clean, dry, and smells nice. Because right now I have to wear a mask when I have the board up. So I'm really happy that we got this at least out. It was very difficult, but I thought it was going to be harder than it was. Yeah, good times here. I was trying to eat a sandwich, hold this at the same time, and I kept, I was worried about getting the sandwich on the fitting here. I didn't want to get the fitting dirty because of the sandwich I was eating. So I went ahead and put some gloves on so I wouldn't get any sandwich stuff on here, but good times. But anyways, Chocolate Factory is in work. Halfway through. We'll get the new one and then we'll install it. This is one of those jobs I've been putting off. I didn't realize it was as bad as it was. Whoa. Now we know. We know what we're dealing with now. This was not pretty. I'd like to get rid of the holding tank and go over to vacuum flush and all that, but I don't know. For right now, we just need to get this fixed so that everything smells good again. And then we don't see any of that caramel pudding or any of that other stuff going on down there. Man, I almost lost it. I almost threw up on that one. That was pretty bad. Any questions? Comments? Concerns? Nobody wants to deal with this. Hopefully you never have to. Okay, so we're in luck. We have a new pump. We were able to source 2 90-degree elbows that were threaded inside. And then this is what we're trying to duplicate, is what's inside the bag here, this 90 that came off the old pump. But this is the one we're going to try and go with right here. It's closest to what came off of here. And this is the old 90-degree fitting that we're trying to duplicate. And we were at the store and we found these 2 here that have internal threads. But this one here is pretty much almost an exact fit. This is the one we're going to go with right here. This here needs to be cut off, the snout, because this goes in too far into here and is not going to allow good free flow. Luckily, we were able to find one. We had to go to several stores to locate this, but we got it. So we would have reused this one here, but they glued it appears they glued it on with PVC sealant. So we're going to try and avoid that in this case, and we're going to use, hopefully we're just going to be able to get away with thread tape, plumber's tape on here, and hopefully we won't have any leaks. First thing we need to do is cut this snout off of here. So that's what we're going to get ready to do next. I think we're just going to cut it right here before the threads begin, and we'll see how that goes. We're going to try and use the multi-tool, see if we have any luck with that. If not, we'll try something different. Okay, looks like we got what we wanted. Got that off of there. Now this should thread on. Guess we should have tried that a long time ago. Alright, so yeah, see, now we don't have any interference from this, because before, with that on there, it would have been too far up into the elbow. We'll go ahead and deburr this a little bit, clean it up, And we'll get ready to do the install. See right down inside there? That's the old chocolate factory cutter right there. That's what cuts it into nice little Twix bars. Or maybe that's what makes it into caramel macchiato. Alright, if I remember correctly, the pump mounts downward like this. This is the outlet. This goes that direction. And this is supposed to be orientated like that. Okay? This is the inlet. This is where the large candy bars come in. And this is where your hot chocolate comes out. So we're going to want to put some plumber's tape on the threads here. And then we're going to try and tighten this down as much as we can and have it end up facing like that. Alright, something like that. Yeah, this is like thread gasket or something, right? Thread sealer. Stop leak for the threads. Alright, so something like that. Hopefully that'll prevent us from having any leaks. Okay, we need to get one more turn. All the way around. Something like that. Alright, so with any luck, that won't leak. Because if it leaks, it's going to smell really bad. And we don't want that. And then I'll have to go back and do it again. And I don't want to have to go back and do this job ever again. Alright, so in today's operation, we're going to take a page out of the old Work Smarter, Not Harder book. And we're going to try and use a little heat on this here hose. This one right here. We have to hook that back up. And it's very non-user friendly stiff right now. So we're going to warm it up and hopefully soften it up a little bit. And be able to get it into position to hook onto the old snout. And I also made a mistake. And these both need to be pointing the same direction. So the way the pump sits inside, it's going to go on the back side of this wall over here down there in a really hard to get to spot. And yeah, so both snouts need to be facing the forward direction. So just how we have them positioned now. So we made it a little bit tighter, and that's how we're going to go with it. First thing we want to do is put a little heat on the old hose here. There's actually two hoses. This one is the input hose, and then there's a smaller one, which is right here. That's going to be the outlet hose. Alright, so we need to get our first leg of the fitting, our first leg of the pump onto that. So here we go. Gonna give it a try. Access in here is not user friendly at all. It was not easy to take it apart, and we know it's not going to be easy to go back together. Oh man. We're already losing stuff that we're not supposed to lose. Hang on, guys. Bad choice on my part. We don't want to lose these. And we almost did. I think we've lost one of them already. Dang it. Man. Okay. So where's this stupid thing at? We went to the wrong chapter of Work Smarter, Not Harder. We ended up working harder and not smarter at all. Lost that stupid grommet right off the bat. I don't think it's down here. Where? Oh, there it is. I see it. I see it. Dang, it went right in the old nasty spot. Man. Do you guys see where it went? It couldn't have went to any worse spot. Man. We're struggling today, people. That's pure and utter struggle right here. Coming up. Right down there. Right in the old thick of it all. Right in the old caramel. Actually, I don't know if it's caramel macchiato now. I don't know what you would call it, but it's the worst case scenario. Dang it. See my hand down here? I don't think you can see where I'm trying to reach. See right here? It's right down there where the orange light is at. We'll get it. We're just going to go in there all rogue and stuff all long arm in it. And I don't know what that is, but we're gonna grab it anyways. Since we're down there, see that? We got 2 of them here. Okay? We're gonna go change our gloves after this. Man, we're not having fun, guys. Man. The light's never gonna be the same after being down there. It's not gonna like us. Man, it's like, why me? We're just a light. Okay, we're back. Now we're on the page of working harder, not smarter, because we tried the easy way and it didn't like us. Now we're just going to struggle. I'll fix the lights and the camera here in a second. We're just struggling a little bit, trying to get this started. Show you what we got here in just a second. I don't know if you can see much of that or not. But yeah, so we got the one leg down here, forward, lower, and then we just got the lower aft leg here started. Okay, we'll go ahead and do the 2 uppers also, but I don't think it's a good idea to tighten anything down yet until we get some hoses on. All right, so we have the beginning of the hose, the pump being installed, the beginning. We have the lower leg down here hooked up, not tightened, hooked up, and we have the lower leg down here hooked up but not tightened. We need to get all 4 of them in, and then we can start tightening things down. I'll show you a better angle with the camera. I'll show you what we got going on here. Alright, so we're trying to get this next leg on right here. Trying to get that one on, and then we got to do the one over here as well. So, not super easy access, but we'll get there. Once we have them all started, then I'll show you what we got going on when we're tightening them down. Okay, we're still struggling, so nothing's getting easier here. The thing we want to do right now. We got one. Everything wants attention all at once. You notice that? That's how it goes. This dog bone here is a lifesaver. I guess we're going to go tight. We weren't going to, but we changed our mind. We want to come back to this action later. We don't want to deal with this again. Okay, we still have to do the one right here though. That one's not going to be easy. Trust me. Well, don't trust me, but we'll see. Maybe it's going to be easy after all. Got to get the grommet on there first. Alright, so we got the screw started. It's right there. I don't know if you can see it or not, but now we got to do the old dog bone, dog biscuit action. So stand by to stand by. Oh yeah, we're in the struggle bus. Anytime it starts to strip and do things we don't want it to do, we know that we're on the wrong path, like always. Oh, sorry about the camera falling at the last second, but we got it. See right there? We got it in there. So the old dog bone dog biscuit still got a lot of movement, but we're gonna just leave it. The next hardest thing, the hoses. Yeah, that didn't really help us much. We're just gonna have to go for it. I don't know if we're gonna be able to show you guys much of this action. Let's see if we can get the old hoseroo on there. Come on, just behave. I'm not gonna go easily. Alright guys, sorry, we gotta take the camera out of the way. I gotta get down here and get dirty. Okay, so we got the hose, the lower hose, the main hose right here. We have that on now, and we have the clamps tightened down. We didn't get the hose on as far as we'd wanted to. We didn't get it on as far as we wanted to, but it's on, and both clamps are on nice and tight. So that's what's important. And it's a non-pressure. It's the non-pressure side of the pump. It's the feed side, so it should be okay. I don't think we have to worry about the hose blowing off or anything like that. I would have liked to have had it slide on about a 1/4 inch more. All right. So now our next task is the upper. This hose here. So we're going to work on that one next. We're going to put a little bit of soap on the end of the nipple and try to heat it up a little bit before we put it on. Oh, back into the dungeon we go. Oh man. Whew. Dang. We're not digging that action, man. Whew, struggling. Oh, we got one more clamp to put on. Man. Show you what we got here. Okay, so you see the hose with the hose clamps on it. That's the upper, and the lower both have hose clamps on them now. So the pump and the hoses are installed. We have to hook up the wiring again, and that's what we're going to do next. The wiring is right there, and we'll re-terminate those wires, and then we'll give it a try. Okay, it's time to start now putting our contacts on the wires here. Okay. All right. Now we got to do the old negatory. Okay. All right, so we got them connected now. But the next thing we want to do is open up our fittings again, our valves, to make sure everything's going to be flowing properly. So we'll check that next, and then we'll test the wiring. Okay, we're looking right down here, and we want to see if anything leaks as soon as we turn on the switch. We're not going to run it for very long because we don't want to pump anything anywhere it's not supposed to be. Sounded like there was no leaks, so let's see. Let's see here. We'll take a look under here. You guys see anything? I can't see, so I'm counting on you to look for me. I think we're good. I didn't hear any drips at all. I think that's a job well done. Well, I can say that was not a fun job. That is for sure. We struggled on that start to finish, but I'll tell you what, it was worth it in the end. We have a new pump in there. We know that it's not going to leak anymore, and we didn't know it was leaking in the first place. So now that we have those things taken care of, now we can freshen up the inside of the boat. So apparently this whole time we've had some leaking going on since the day we bought this boat, and we didn't know it. So we're going to clean up the bilge, we'll freshen things up, and then we'll paint the bilge eventually. It's not going to happen today, but that is on our list of things we want to do. you know, when jobs like this come up and we have to struggle our way through them, it is what it is. It's all part of the fun. It's not something we wanted to do. It's a system we've learned more about, and we know that we want to avoid working on it ever again. So we fixed the chocolate factory. The caramel macchiato machine is working again, and we're happy to be able to say that. It was not fun. That is for sure. So let's see what we got going on in here. Now we just need to tie up our wires. We're just going to put a couple zip ties on them, get them out of the way. We don't want the caramel macchiato machine to break down again on us, that's for sure. We've had all the fun we're going to have working on that system. We dressed up the wires pretty good. They're out of the way. We have room for movement and vibration and all that stuff. Obviously we'll need to work in here again at some other point. There's lots of opportunities in here. Now that we have the chocolate factory fixed, did that just for you, baby. Yep. Alright, so that's a wrap. We got that system fixed. I'll tell you what, we're going to make sure we take good care of that from now on. So, but anyways, no more leaks, no more smells, and all that is done. So we have lots of cleaning equipment and supplies and all that. We're going to eventually clean that bilge and make sure it's all scrubbed up nice and clean. You guys saw what it looked like. We don't want it to stay looking like that. But at least we got it fixed. So, man, that, let me tell you, that is one of those jobs, you guys. You don't want to put it off. You just want to get her done, and you don't want to go back and have to do it again. So, happy to have that out of the way. I hope we never have to deal with that again. But, hey, got to be done. Because we are the electrician, we're the plumber, we're the mechanic, sometimes we're the cook. But all in all, you know, we got to do them all. We have to do all the jobs on the boat. All right? Hope you guys enjoyed that as much as we did, if not better. So, because I didn't enjoy it, but I'm happy now that it's fixed. All right, we'll see you next time. All right, so that's where we're at.
Perfect.
Thank you so much for taking the time to watch our videos. We really appreciate it.
All right, so what do you think, honey? Did you enjoy it?
No, I didn't. I hated that job. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's in the worst spot ever too. So it's under the floor, right next to the engine and generator area, behind a bunch of hoses and wire harnesses and all that stuff. And man, it's in the worst spot ever. And you know, I'm just not happy about this one. I didn't like the job. I didn't like the placement of it. All the things that could go wrong went wrong. And so, moral of the story is we had to fix it. We bought a brand new macerator pump, and we had to go find a new fitting for it to put on there as well. So, and then we had to trim the snout off of the end of the macerator pump to make the fitting fit on there properly. Oh man, and then put it all back together again. Luckily, I figured out that there was a shutoff valve so we could actually stop the holding tank from releasing what it's supposed to be holding while I work on that whole mess. Man. So yeah, it's just one of the worst jobs. It smelled as bad as it looked, and you guys probably didn't see the worst of it, but
you guys probably did not smell it.
no, you didn't. Hopefully not. But yeah, we got it fixed. It's one of those things where it looks like it's been leaking and corroding over the years, long before we bought the boat, and it just finally let go. The bolts actually broke or corroded through. I don't know what the case may be, but we ended up buying a brand new pump, new fitting. Everything's good to go. We're going to pick up a spare macerator pump and a spare fitting, so we have something ready to change out.
So next time it broke, we're ready.
We're ready, right? So
Oh, he's ready.
yeah, but hopefully this never happens again. But anyways, if it does, we're ready for it and moving on. Nice thing is, it works. No more leaks, no more of those smells. Always kind of wondering what that smell was. I always thought it was like old diesel fuels, kind of what it reminded me of, but I definitely know what the smell was now. So yeah, this has been going on for a while apparently. So anyways, we got it fixed. Moral of the story is it's done. It was a priority #1 job. The chocolate factory is back in working order. We don't have any more caramel macchiato oozing out anywhere. None of that nasty stuff going on. Eventually we're going to want to clean and spray out the bilge with like a pressure washer, repaint it, make it look like new again, clean up all the hoses and fittings and everything that's down there in the bilge. Oh man, yeah, so it's just one of those jobs that needs to be done. It doesn't smell bad in the boat or anything anymore, but we did hose it out pretty well. We eventually want to pressure wash and make everything look like new down there. We're going to do that anyways, but now that's just more incentive to do it. If you have one of these jobs, don't put it off because it'll get worse before it gets better. Guaranteed.
Yep.
All right. But that's pretty much what we had to do in this whole episode. So, yeah, not pretty. But baby's already tried it out, made sure everything works, so we're good to go.
Yep. You're good.
she proof load tested it already, so we're good to go.
So, alright, so thanks for watching, guys. If you are not subscribed yet, please subscribe down below.
Right down here. Click, click, click.
And please watch our video from the very beginning up until the end.
Yes, really appreciate it. And thanks a lot to all of our longtime subscribers, all of our new subscribers, and everybody that's been with us in between. We really appreciate all of you sticking around, hanging with us through all this downtime. I know we haven't put videos out on a very regular basis lately. We're working on getting back to being more regular with our content, but there's just been a lot of interruptions and disruptions in between. Life gets in the way, and we're just moving on. We're trying to get back to normal, but it's still going to be a little while before we're back to steady, but
we're trying very hard.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Alright, so see you next week.
See
Bye.
ya. Bye.
Oh, wow.
Alright, guys, that's it. See you next week. Bye. Wait. JK. Okay.
Dang, if I only hit record. Man.
I think you did.
Okay.
Hi,
guys. Welcome back.
I'm Rich.
Oh.
Well,
That.
you can do it.
Yep. Woo. I got it. I'm good now. Ready?
Good job, honey.
It's okay.
No, just got it.
Yeah.
Hi, guys. Welcome back.
Oh, no.
Oh man, did it shut off on us?
No.
Okay. You sure?
Yeah,
All right.
it's good.
Oh, I need a microphone. So the new light base foot, the
Huh?
one of the things that I want to get out of the day. It's another one. Sorry.
Did we record it?
Hang on. No, not yet.